what we're going to do. I want to be able to talk to you today for just a few minutes on making the most of your time. And I want to use myself for a minute in that I've been where you are. I still live all the time investing in myself. You know how it is. In order to get a certain result, you have to make the investment. You got to sow the seed to get the right crop or harvest. And so in my life years ago, I was experiencing professional success, which brought me promotion. It brought me an increase of income. But it also brought me an increase of multiplied tasks when I got that promotion. It also brought me an increase of personnel that were reporting to me, and I was responsible in helping train and develop them and make sure that they were on the right tasks. And with that happening, I thought, man, deadlines increased, meetings increased. I really have to learn how to make a better use of my time so that, because I had a lot of people pulling at me and a lot of things I could have done, but I wanted to make the best decisions with my time. So I went to a seminar just like this, and it was so valuable to me. And I want to share with you some of those things that I learned in that seminar. There were a couple of co-founders of a business track development company, and what they did was they put together 3,000 seminars annually, and I just happened to be in one of them. And in that, there was this quiz where they asked us, take this quiz and be honest with yourself. And when you do, it's going to help evaluate for you how you're using your time. So I gave it to you in your outline. Let me walk with you through this for a few minutes. 12 questions. Just answer yes or no to these questions, and then we'll talk about it in just a minute. Number 1, do you plan tomorrow's work today? Number 2, do you perform routine chores at your daily low energy times and creative tasks during your high energy times? Number 3, do you get unpleasant duties out of the way as soon as possible? Yeah, right. That's a skill we have to learn, right? Number 4, do you mentally preview the day's work at the beginning of the day? Number 5, are you able to deal with people who waste your time? Now that's not a trick question. It's a real question, and then you know what that looks like. So just answer yes or no. Number 6, do you know how to log your time? In other words, occasionally, do you write down how long it's taking you to do a certain task, or do you just think it's taking you a certain amount of time? Number 7, when you promise that you'll get something done on time, do you always try to keep your word? Number 8, do you set aside a portion of each day to think, create, and plan? Number 9, is your workplace tidy? In other words, can you find what you need without having to shuffle through a mess? No pictures of your desk, we won't be doing that. Number 10, do you have an efficient filing system or organization system for yourself? Number 11, do you know how to choose your most productive tasks? And number 12, do you know exactly what your top priorities are? Now, the way we evaluate this is yes usually means that that's not really a problem for me. I'm doing pretty good. No means, yeah, that's a problem for me and I need some help in that. Now, if you answered yes to 10 or above, you're doing really good with using your time. If you answered yes to 7 to 9 of them, you're doing okay, but there's room for improvement. Now, if you answered yes to 6 or below, then obviously we have some challenges that we have to work through, which is the reason that we're having this time together today. And what I'd like to do is to take you into the land of imagination for just a minute. And I want you to imagine that you have a bank account that every day 86,400 seconds are put into that account. Now, the beauty of it is you can use that any way that you want to. Here's the downside. The next day, whatever you did not put to good use, whatever you didn't spend, it doesn't carry over into the next day. Now, what does happen is the next day, $86,400 are put into that account every day, but you carry no balances. What would you do with that kind of an account? I know, I'd say the same thing. I would use it every day the best way possible. I wouldn't let any of it go to waste. Well, you do have such an account like that. It's called time. See, we're either wasting time or we're investing time for our productivity, where it brings us a return. What are we doing with the time we have? Every day, 86,400 seconds are put into your account. And whatever you put to good use can reward you. But whatever is not and it's wasted, it doesn't carry over to the next day what you didn't utilize. So it's important that we use our time wisely. So I want to offer a couple of ideas that I learned in that seminar that helped me to make the most of my time. Number one, I learned how to organize instead of agonize. And what I mean by that is I learned how to organize to become more efficient in getting things done, so I learned how to utilize to-do lists. That kept me on track, that guided me to my daily, weekly, and monthly goals. Do you have to-do lists that guide you on your daily, weekly, and monthly goals? See, this will in turn save you time, and it will end up decreasing frustration. Now, if you want to learn a little more about that, we've got actually a DVD series that you can pick up, and it's called How to Manage Multiple Projects, Meet Deadlines, and Achieve Objectives. And I highly recommend that you would take the time and make the investment in your professional development. You're the one who wins when you do that.